Bake Off the Professionals.
Oh, God. And so I did it with a girl, Nessie, who said, come on, let's do Bake Off the Professionals. I said, have you ever watched it? She said, no. And I said, don't worry, it's fine. Pick up all the tiers and we'll re-ice the whole thing. And I stuck so many goddamn apples between every single tier, it was not going to go anywhere.
As soon as I left, I had the wedding planner calling me.
Oh my God. Your heart sinks
my
straight
heart,
away.
literally,
You just know
I
something.
saved it as wedding planner. She called me. We've just had a situation. Welcome to Kitchen Tales. This is my friend Rona and I's podcast where we introduce you to lots of local business owners that are based around Hampshire and Berkshire. And yeah, we have a lot of fun talking about our journeys as we're running our catering businesses, and we just have a lot of fun. How are you, Rona?
Oh, good, thank you. We've just got into December now, so it's mad season.
It really is.
Are you organised?
As you can tell by how I'm dressed, I'm still in summer. I'm refusing to acknowledge that we're actually in winter. So it's actually reflecting.
It's my jumper.
Right? It's reflecting in the way that I've dressed because I haven't got any of my winter stuff out. I'm just still trying to cling on to, not even autumn. I'm still trying to cling on to summer. So yeah, it feels a little bit strange because it's all Christmassy now. Shops are playing Christmas music. I mean, Christmas cards. Do you still buy Christmas cards?
No, well, I do for family. That's about it. I don't send anymore. It's too expensive now, and it's like I'll send emails to my friends or texts now.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I don't.
Yeah.
But my mum always wants a Christmas card, so I have to send her. Yeah, definitely send her a Christmas card.
I do have some family that I still send Christmas cards to, but it's crazy. I still have the ones that I was meant to post last Christmas. So I'm just adding stamps to those. That's what's happening because I keep my messages really simple.
Saves you a job.
So saves me a job. So I literally saw them because I kept them in my car, in my glove box. And I saw them this morning. I'm like, oh, clean. But I'm like, yeah, organised. So I'm actually sending them out next week. So they're going to think I'm really early in my glove box. And everyone's going to think I'm very organised, but they've been there for a year.
Get those out.
That's my style. That's what I'm going with. So,
how's work? All
work
good,
has been good. Yeah,
Yes.
there's quite a few things that are coming on. I've been making so many cakes.
Have you
More
good?
cakes than I ever anticipated.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's
always
good.
assumes that it's Christmas cakes. I don't really make Christmas cakes. It's all celebration cakes. Because obviously everyone's celebrating birthdays still, whether it's Christmas or festive season or not. There's still celebration cakes.
And no
So I've been
weddings?
making a few.
No wedding
I
cakes?
did have 2 weddings. Just
did
last
you?
week.
Good.
Yeah, 2
Yes.
weddings last week, and I've got another one a couple of days after Christmas. So
good.
so it just seems to be a lot of baking, and I've been
That's
enjoying
great.
that because I don't bake as much as I used to, but yeah, I've been enjoying it.
Oh, that's
How about you?
wonderful. Yes, busy. I have got all my annual events coming up for the rest of December. And November I filled the freezer with all my mince pies,
Nice.
sausage rolls, and everything is coming out. I
Yeah.
literally need to get everything out and for the parties.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's brilliant. At
I'm
least you're more
busy.
organised than I am.
Yeah, I think I'm organised actually.
Yeah.
Although family, I'm not organised with anything for us.
Yeah.
But for everything that's going on work-wise, I think I'm, fingers crossed, organised.
Organised. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we've got another guest today.
Yes, we do.
Can I introduce Domino Purchase Cakes?
Oh, nice
Hi.
to be here. Thank
Hi,
you for having
Domino.
me.
How are you?
For joining us.
Very good, very good.
Good.
And the
good.
snow has come, which is very exciting. It
has.
makes it feel very Christmassy.
I know. With Colleen still in her summer outfit and it's sleeting outside.
I think I'm trying to remind you guys that we can have some brighter days.
You've got heating on at home then, clearly.
Oh,
That's good
100%.
heating.
Very good heating. It's only when I come out, I don't know why I'm never prepared.
Yeah.
And, it's been quite cold for the last few weeks, but yeah, I'm still summer mode.
Yeah. So, Domino, tell us more about you, your business, how you got started.
Well, how did it start? It started probably when I first held a spoon with my grandmother from a very young age. Always loved baking, and always did it with her pretty much every weekend. And then I worked for catering companies, cottage caterers, for a very long time, kind of as you start work from a teenager, doing the waitressing, then working with some of their chefs on the side, and had a massive passion for baking. And then I became a graphic designer, and I've always been an artist. So I've always done fine art, and then went to university to graphic design and merged them together, and you get a cake designer.
I love it.
Which is really good fun. And so I have my two passions, art and baking, mushed together, and it's lovely. It's great fun. The labour of love, though. It definitely takes up a lot of time and pressures, but it's great.
You do have the most amazing cakes. Now, of course, Colleen is a cake maker as well.
She'll know.
And, it's, but with Domino's cakes are very bespoke, I would say.
Yeah, there's no cake. We never get bored, I'd say, in the kitchens, because it's never the same cake. It's always what the client wants, and we ask for their ideas, their loves, their passions, how they envisage it, how many guests they're going to feed. But they're very different, which makes it fun. I'm never repeating the same cake, which I probably would have gone mad if I had.
But some of them are so good to look at, and you wouldn't actually think, you can't eat that, you can't eat that.
I think the artistic side really comes through, because for me, I'm not artistic at all. So mine tends to be quite basic, like drip cakes and all that sort of thing. So I'm so amazed when I look at all the art that you produce.
Well, it's great up until a point when someone pulls out part of the cake that you made several months ago and say, we couldn't cut it, we kept it. And you're like, oh my goodness, you've still got the dog's heads. Please, you've got to chuck them in the bin. And I've handmade them out of, if it's the intricate bits, which you can do without the cake, it's usually the Rice Krispies and marshmallows all mixed together, and then you turn that into a figurine or some kind of sculpture, and then you make the cake be around it or beyond that or underneath it, and then the clients keep the actual decorations, and you're like, no, don't keep them for that long. And they're showing everyone. You're like, oh my lordy loo, get rid of them.
Just don't eat them. They can be on display for life.
Edible up until a point. Yeah, and you're like, don't eat them now.
That's amazing. So, do you follow any baking trends, or it's very
the trends
much
are always changing, as you would know.
much?
You're having to keep up, learn new techniques. There are new tools coming out. It's all, there's definitely, things that come and go, but you have the main things that stay. I think probably with wedding cakes, royal icing are gone of the days of that. It's, very much the rolled, the pristine, sleek look. And then, but cakes, gosh, from buttercream to ice to, we do it all.
Yeah.
We don't just have one thing that we do. We definitely, I think my hardest thing in the job is saying no. I'm really bad at saying no.
I think we all
That's
are.
all of us.
We all are.
Is that just a caking? The
I think
cooking
it's a
trade?
Small business.
I think it's small business.
Small business,
businesses most times.
Yeah.
I think you're just like, it's so hard to say no.
Yeah.
Because I think every single time you get a client, you're like, okay, maybe I don't want to do this, but it could lead to a different opportunity.
Yes. Yeah.
We always have that at the back of our heads.
Yeah.
So I think it makes it so hard to say no.
Yeah. Well, we go through our list at the beginning of the week, my client, my colleague and I, and she starts writing them up on the whiteboard, and then 2 days later I'm like, we might have a couple more orders that we need to fit on that whiteboard. She's like, Domino. I'm like, sorry, I just couldn't say no, and they came in this morning. So it's it's the hardest thing is saying no and delivering. That is the worst.
Oh right, yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Delivering.
Yes. Delivering. When you've got tiered cakes. I mean, how do you deliver these cakes?
I still don't know how she does
I
it.
tend to not deliver more. If I'm driving, it's no more than 2 cakes are stacked, 2 tiers.
Yeah.
And then I will put it together when I get there. Right. Or I will try and because it's not even you driving. It can be another driver going in. You don't want to risk it.
That's it.
I think my funniest moment was when we went to meet a client at up in London, and he came to pick it up in his car, in the smallest sports car I could possibly imagine, and it was a 2-tier cake, quite elaborate and quite big. I was just like, what did you think you were going to pick up? Seriously, a small teddy bear. It was the funny, and he couldn't put his seats down. So we just had to wave goodbye to this cake and him, hoping that it made it to the party.
Did it make it?
It did make it. I don't know how, because London roads are the worst roads with the potholes and everything.
Oh, God.
But that is the scariest part of the job, is delivering.
And with all the briefs that come in, how long do you give? If it's a bespoke, I did see the Alice in Wonderland cake, which looked absolutely incredible.
I saw that too.
How long from the brief to completion does that take?
She's been a long-standing client actually, so it's lovely the repeat customers that come back. But so she will come in, I'd say 4 months before the party and say, "Oh, Domino, I'm thinking of Alice in Wonderland, for instance," and I will then send a few ideas, and then we'll take from there. She'll say, "I like the look of that one. I like the look of this one," and then we kind of take ideas and take little bits from different designs and put them all together. I'll do a sketch, which generally is the worst sketch. I mean, Picasso would be disgusted because I don't have time to spend hours doing sketches. A lot of cake makers do, and they are beautiful sketches. Mine are utterly rubbish. But I do a quick sketch, and she's like, "Yes, exactly like that." And I think she just knows, that hopefully she's going to get. And it's nice to have trust.
Yes.
And when they know you and they trust you and they let you do something fun and elaborate, it's quite fun. When a client almost takes over the design, you're just like, that's not going to look good.
No.
And it puts so much pressure on you because you're like,
it's just, I don't like
and I have to do this and I don't think it quite works, but
but you have to smile sweetly. And you're saying, yeah, of course, I'll do anything. Client's always right.
It's so hard. So how do a lot of your customers or clients find you? Like, do you have a shop?
By word of mouth. I have Instagram. To be fair, I'm terrible on social media. I am really bad at updating my website. But my colleague does it for me now and then when we have time, which is once in a blue moon. But it's by word of mouth. And, and I think I've had 5 new clients recently, just from them trying one of my cakes from a London party that I delivered for a 6-year-old's party. And they were like, not to blow my own trumpet, they said, "Your cake didn't look just good, it tasted good." And it did start with the taste. Although I love my art, God, I didn't know how to ice a cake when I first did it. It's just like, you should have seen my first Jemima Puddle duck on top of a cake. She just did not look like a duck for starters. But it's down to the taste. I think that is so important. It really is, as we know.
Yes,
but
absolutely. Yeah.
So how do you actually, I'm going to ask this question because it's a really important one. How do you price your cakes?
Oh God, that is the hardest thing. That is. God, that's the hardest thing. I think I usually start with number of guests they're going to feed. The amount of time, I think it's because you never know when it's a bespoke cake, you never know how long it's going to take.
It's always going to be longer.
It's just like always longer, always longer, because again, it's a piece of art as well, and you could just carry on and on and on and on and on when to stop. So it's what is in the cake, obviously ingredients. If it's fruit cake, it's going to obviously cost more than it is if it's just vanilla, sponge, chocolate. God, the price of chocolate has gone up. And the price of sugar and the price of butter.
Everything.
It's all doubled.
Everything.
It really has. A block of butter, £2.50 for a block. I mean, it's just, it's ridiculous. And you want to give the best ingredients as well.
Absolutely.
Packaging. Oh, there's some packaging I see that some cake makers do, and God, it looks beautiful. But I am not spending £20 on packaging on one cake, which they then take the cake out and chuck that goes straight in the bin. It's not something I want to do going forward. So the box is secure. They will get it to the function or the event, and then hopefully they'll chuck it away straight away. Because it's not going to last, but it does what it's supposed to do on the tin. But yeah, it's really hard pricing. It's a really hard one. Friends, when friends ask for cakes, you're
yes.
You might as well just not charge them, because it's just like, they're like, we'll just pay for the costs of the ingredients. I'm like, that's quite a lot. And people also think that cakes is just flour and eggs.
That's it.
And it's just always been, you're like,
frustrating.
Sorry, what? It's going to cost what? So,
yeah. I mean, that's so hard for me making cakes. I've had some people that are like, right, I would like a cake. One lady contacted me. She's like, I'd like a Madeira cake, and I want it to be iced with Swiss meringue buttercream. I want it to feed 35 people. I want it to just be one tier. It was very specific ingredients. And then she said, "Oh, can I get that for £30?"
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She's like, "It's just a Madeira cake."
Yeah. No.
So what I did was, because this is actually a client that's become a friend, what I did was send her a link to a Madeira cake at Sainsbury's, sent her the link, and then I said, "That's a Madeira cake. You can go elsewhere because I'm not going to be able to make it for that amount." So I think she must have gone and done a lot of research.
Yeah, and then
realized that
Yeah.
actually the price that I'd quoted her
Yeah.
was actually pretty cheap. So she came and apologized. And then I said, "Yeah, it's actually going to be £20 more."
Yeah.
I've had to do that because
You could
sometimes
go
we
to
don't
the
really
supermarket if you
understand.
want and get one,
Exactly.
please.
And what I
Yes.
tell people is like, have a look at the ingredients
Yeah.
at the back.
Oh yeah, and
I can
that
tell
is
you
not
my ingredients.
what is on the
one
back of that
hand,
box. It's a
right?
lot of stuff you don't want to
it's
eat.
a lot of that actually, yes, it can be a luxury to
Yeah.
get like a really big grand cake, especially when, it's very arty, it looks good, but it's kind of a take it or leave it thing.
Yeah.
I've had to get there, but I remember when I started, it was so hard because I started, it was just cupcakes and you're easily able to make a cupcake maybe for £1.50. But now when you tell somebody
but the
that a
effort
pound
to
is
make
£3,
one.
exactly.
Yeah.
They were telling you that, okay, I'm making a cake it's now £3.50. Everyone's like, what? But it's just a cupcake. I can get one from Sainsbury's for like 95p. Well,
But it won't
get one then.
taste. It won't taste.
Get
and
one
and
then.
all of the
Yeah.
the bits and bobs that go into it now, the preservatives,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
no.
and the colorings and everything.
Yeah.
You see what I
yeah.
mean?
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all over catering as well.
Yeah,
that
it
people
is.
want things for
Yeah.
nothing or low
Yeah.
cost. So
It's
yeah.
really tough. So
Yeah.
how do you combat that? Have you had a client or clients that have come up and they've got a much lower budget
I mean, to
to what your cakes are?
there are always going to be the odd client that they'll say, "Oh, I'll think about it." Then they probably won't come back.
Yes.
But it rarely happens. And like you
Yeah.
say, I think they've gone off and thought about it, or
Yeah.
they've asked other caterers or cake makers, and they've realised, oh, okay, it actually does cost that amount. Or they do it themselves and they're like, well, sod that for a bunch of grapes. I'm not going to do that again, am I? When it's
Come back to
taken
you
them
next year.
all day just to bake the cake and there's flour and sugar and eggs everywhere. But yeah, no, definitely one of the hardest things is pricing the cake. And then you think, oh God, have I actually priced it enough? That is
When it comes down to doing it, isn't
it's
it?
just, it really is. Yeah, that is delivering, pricing. It's tricky.
I think
Really
it's that I think a lot of people don't realize that when you're a cake maker, it's because you're actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
I think most of us, you wouldn't do it if it was just for the money.
You've got to do it in love.
Because you actually don't make that much money.
No,
at
you
all.
don't.
You've got
Because you
to
can't
love
charge
what you do.
enough. Because by the time you look, you're like, actually, I've been paying myself £3 an hour.
I know.
£3 an hour for this. I could actually, get myself
I
a
do
little
sometimes
job.
sit there and think, I should be a librarian.
Yeah.
I think I might make more money. And it would be a lovely job sitting there reading a book all day.
Honestly, it really feels like that. So where do you bake from? Do you have...
We have, I've turned part of our garage into a kitchen actually at home. And I've got this wonderful girl, Jess, who works with me. We work, from Monday to Friday, and I'm usually delivering all of Saturday. Sometimes she'll do the deliveries if I'm away. But we have the best time, and that's what makes it as well. God, we have a laugh. We take the mickey out of each other. And if something has gone wrong, that maybe if she, I didn't like that she's done or something, it's my fault because I wouldn't have explained it how I, perceived or kind of wanted the cake to look like. So, but we really have a laugh and we never have a go at each other. And, she'll boss me about maybe, I might boss her about, but we laugh as we do it. And she does most of the baking now. I do a lot of the decorating. And I deal with all the clients. And so we just, it's a great team.
That's good.
Really,
It works.
really good team. Yeah,
That's
really
really
works.
good.
That's brilliant.
That's really good. Now I have to ask you a question. Bake Off the Professionals.
Oh, God. That was, well, we did that in COVID. And
was it in COVID? Okay.
Yeah, and so I did it with a girl, Nessie, who said, come on, let's do Bake Off the Professionals. I said, have you ever watched it? She said, no. And I said, it's really hard, and that's not what we do. We're not pastry chefs. Why on earth would we go and do that? And she said, oh no, come on, we'll be great. We can do it. And she's very good at, because she's a very determined girl. I said, okay, come on, we'll try and get through the rounds. I think there's 3 or 4 rounds you have to get through.
Yeah.
Bugger me, we got through all of the 3 rounds. And I thought, what the hell? And we met Benoit in one of the rounds, and we had to make macarons, and he really liked them. And I thought, oh my God, they weren't even my best macarons. Jesus, I thought I got them all wrong. And then the actual filming, do you know what? It was one of the hardest things I've done in my life.
Really?
It was so hard. I think I had PTSD from it, I have to say. You're up at the crack of dawn, so you're up at like 4:35. And you start filming at like 7, and then that goes on for 3 hours. And it's, are you ready, steady, go? And you have to make 50 desserts in 2.5, 3 hours.
Goodness
and it
me.
is the hardest thing, because as you know, as a chef, it's all about prep. So we would prep these desserts, right? You would prep the different layers, maybe the day before, and then the next day you put them all together, or however you do it. And it was none of that. And it wasn't cake making at all. So it was really, really hard. But we got through the first round. I got a handshake from Benoit, which was like my high five. And it was definitely an experience. Yeah. And I learned a lot from that. Would I do it again? No. But it was great. And met some lovely people.
Yeah. You did really well. Just getting through the first round.
Right. And how did you cope with like having the cameras around?
Do you know what? You just don't have time. You just don't have time. You don't have time to have a cup of tea. You don't have time to do anything. You don't have time to breathe. I think you just, that to begin with, you're a bit like, oh my God, there's a camera there. And then when it's go, you're like, oh. And I think for me, I'm really dyslexic. So I just, you would look at your recipe and you'd be like, how is it the words are not going in? I can't read anything. How do I heat cream? I can't do it. I'm hyperventilating. So it was pretty hard in that sense. But then you get into a rhythm and crack on.
Which is great.
Literally. And the mess we made, oh my God. I think the film crew were like, these girls, seriously. It was like chucking flour and butter and eggs everywhere. But it was an experience.
Is this actually filmed at Welford Park as well, or is it somewhere else?
It was different for COVID because and also again with that, back to COVID, Nessie and I have never worked together, so we might make cakes for each other, but we've never worked together. And then COVID came along, we had to do this and be like, but baby, we've never cooked together. You never stood next to me and stirred a pot with me. So that again in itself was quite hard. For me to go on with Jess, who works with me, would have been a lot easier because we know how each other works. I think that's a massive thing. You've got to know how each other works. So that was an achievement in itself, I think.
Well done to you guys.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
What an experience.
The pressure is just a lot.
Yeah, it was. But it really it affected me afterwards. It was very tiring and it was quite stressful.
Yeah. Did you take a bit of time off afterwards?
I think you can't.
Yeah.
You can't when you're on your own job. No, you can't.
Keep going. I've got to keep the next order in.
Yeah.
Next cake order.
I don't think when I was pregnant, I never stopped. I would turn up to pick up my daughter from nursery, and they were like, Domino, your bump is covered in icing sugar, and underneath my pregnancy bump for my son, it's just covered in icing sugar from rolling out. My apron didn't fit. Sorry about that.
I love that.
No, you can never say no. You got to carry on.
You got to keep it going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
So, have you had any baking disasters? Like what you'd call
yes,
this
I would say one of my first wedding cakes. Oh my God! So I was just thinking I was going to start a cake company, and I think after this I thought I am never cooking again. So I set it up as a wedding cake. So luckily it was for a friend. Set it up in Wales, and she wanted apples between every single tier.
Oh wow!
I was like, oh yeah, it would look beautiful, really. And I didn't realise that the marquee was on a slope for starters. Didn't think to flatten the cake table. These things that you learn as you go along. Flatten the cake table. So the cake table was on a slant, the marquee's on a slant. We're going down a hill. Didn't think about that. Stacked all the apples up. Put the whole, I think it was 4 tiers of cake together. Then went and changed, went and joined the drinks, the reception drinks. And someone said, Domino, you might want to come and check. And sure enough, the whole wedding cake had rolled off the table. Luckily for me, because I was a bit of a nervous young baker at that stage, I had spare icing. And I was like, don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. Pick up all the tiers and we'll re-ice the whole thing. And I stuck so many goddamn apples between every single tier, it was not going to go anywhere. Raised the table so it was flat. Learned that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah. That was my biggest disaster. It was like the scariest thing, and for a friend as well. But they never knew. They never knew. Didn't look. The icing wasn't perfect, but you would never have known. The amount of apples that was all over it, you couldn't even see the goddamn cake anyway.
Are you still making anything with apples? It took you a while.
Well, I don't put the apples between the tiers anymore.
I'm just trying to figure out how that would have looked. Yeah, I'd love to see.
It was, and then you had to find this right size. This apples all had to be the same size. Why I even said it.
But as you're saying, you're like, this is challenge accepted, right?
In hindsight, I should have stuck dowels between the apples and not used the apples as a dowel.
Yeah.
But you learn as you go, and I've 100%. Definitely had my my learnings of certain things. I think one of my friends who delivered a cake once, she had a KitchenAid in the boot of her car and went over a massive pothole in London. And she had a Star Wars cake in the boot of her car, and the KitchenAid just literally bounced. And straight onto the Star Wars. One of those, what was one of the
Darth Vader?
Yeah, Darth Vader hat.
Oh my word.
Oh my God.
So
your heart just drops.
She just like, Domino, what do I do? And I was like, you're going to have to go to a supermarket and buy some icing and fill in the gaps. And Darth Vader will look like he's been in a fight. Yeah,
it's fine. Just going to have to figure it out. Yeah, I actually had my recent cake disaster. It wasn't my fault, but it was a wedding of somebody that I knew. Well, I knew the sister of the bride. So the sister of the bride had booked me. I had not seen her for many years. I got this cake done. Similar thing in the marquee. It wasn't quite steady, but I thought I had managed to make it work. And I had. But I didn't realize that the band were coming to set up right next to the cake. So I was meant to go. I was waiting for ages because I was like, when you've got a feeling.
Yeah.
I was like, I just have this feeling. I need to make sure that the cake is okay before I leave. And most importantly, I need to make sure that my friend has seen it before I go. So I'm waiting. She's taking a long time to see. Then she came in. She's seen this cake. And then I'm like, great. Now I've left. As soon as I left, I had the wedding planner calling me.
Oh my God. Your heart sinks
my heart,
literally. You just know
I saved it as wedding planner. She called me and then I'm like, hello. She's like, is there any chance you're able to come back? We've just had a situation. Oh my Lord. What's the situation? Somebody was dancing.
Oh, no.
And they were getting really excited. This was way before the reception actually started.
Why are they even dancing?
They're like dancing, and then they went near the table, and then the cake fell.
Oh my Lordy Lou.
So, and I was already I'd already left 20 minutes away. So I went back, and it was a 3-tier cake. So the top one, there was no saving that. And again, I didn't have that much buttercream to make it work. And it was in the middle of nowhere. The nearest shop was about 15-20 minutes away.
Oh my God, didn't have time. Yeah.
And everything needed to happen within the hour.
Yeah.
So I was there trying to figure it out. And I'm like, right, this cake can't be here. We ended up moving it. But when you look at it, you're like, this is not the cake I made.
No.
I know. I've never seen a picture of it. Yeah, I've never seen a picture of it. I don't want any pictures.
No.
And I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
And I've been disappointed with myself because I'm like, could I have done this? Could I have done that? Could I have done that?
Oh, you think about it for days afterwards as well, and nights. And God, it really does. Yeah. Well, we're passionate about our jobs. We're really passionate about everyone loving what they've ordered, and it's really disheartening when something goes wrong or Anyway, it's I know that feeling. God, it's that sick
part
feeling.
of the job.
Whoa.
Exactly. It's
Stomach turns and turns.
Because there's some people say, oh, it's just a cake. I'm like, no, it's not just a cake.
Yeah.
It's not just a cake.
It's
All
the
my time that's
design.
gotten into it. I've come in and I traveled 2.5 hours to go and drop this off.
Yeah.
So it's like, you think about all of those things.
Yeah.
So yeah, to this day, I don't know what the bride thought about it, but the design that she wanted was not the design she got. So I'm pretty sure for her, but I know the cake tasted delicious. That much I know.
That's
So
the
I'm
main
hoping-
thing. That's the main
Yeah,
So
you're
I'm
like,
hoping that was a
"Waitress,
saving
can
grace.
you just take the cake away?"
Exactly.
It's
As soon as you
cut it up.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I made sure that people did. But yeah, it's hard. So what's your favorite cake to make? Actually, let me ask a different question. What's your favorite cake to eat?
Oh, what's my favorite cake to eat?
Yeah.
Do you know it depends on the time of year? I love a carrot cake. I think it's one of my favorites. I love lemon and raspberry in the summer. But funny enough, I love a coffee cake. And I'm not even a coffee drinker, but I love a coffee cake.
Yeah.
And it's rarely ordered because I think people forget about it. But I do love a coffee cake. And I do with mine with pecans, not walnuts.
Walnuts.
Because I don't really like walnuts. I find them
that's a good
too
one.
bitter.
Yeah.
So I do mine with pecans.
I like that. Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Are you making lots of Christmas cakes at the moment?
Oh my lordy loo. If you went into our cake room right now, you might get a little bit tipsy because it just smells of alcohol and berries and fruit. I'm very much over Christmas. Nearly by the end of November, I'm seeing double of Christmas decorations everywhere and making bows and making little soldiers or decorating the Christmas cakes, wrapping them up. So we're over it by the end of November, but it's such a relief when we've delivered them by mid-December.
Yeah. Not long now.
Not long.
No, not long now.
I've only got a few more to do, then we're done.
I love that. So if people want to order your cakes, if they want to find out more about you, where can they find you?
Instagram is good, but Domino Purchase Cakes, and then I also have a website, Domino Purchase Cakes, and then just, I suppose, here on your podcast, maybe you can find my details.
Yeah. And we're on YouTube.
But it's all online. Yeah. Good. Anywhere like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Find this podcast and you will find me.
Oh, absolutely amazing. It's so great we could actually sit here and talk cake all day because it's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it's your favourite subject.
Exactly. One last thing. Out of all the trends you've seen, is there any that you're like, what the heck? Because I've got a few.
Okay, I have some funny ones, which I'm very glad they came and went. Do you remember the what were they? The whoopie pies?
Oh, the whoopie pies.
Do you remember them? They were like the tops of the cupcakes. And I thought, oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So they came and went, that fad, very quickly.
Yeah.
Cake pops still come and go, but they're still there. But
Yeah.
oh God, they're
too fluffy.
Oh, they're horrible.
sickly.
No, they're too
fluffy
sweet.
as well.
That's just such a fad. So I'm glad, those sorts of things. But you get the odd little thing that pops up and you're like, that's not going to last.
That's not going to last.
It's not going to last.
Is there a trend at the moment for cakes?
I'll probably say like a lot of people are opting for sheet cakes.
Yes.
Sheet cakes and like sort of like oblong cakes.
I love them. So,
Yeah, so do
centerpiece cakes.
Centerpiece
I just
cakes.
did one
Oh,
actually.
lovely.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Those
you
are
can
my
see me put
favourite.
one together on my Instagram. But
centerpiece
they look great and you can have them as party cakes, wedding
Exactly.
cakes, and
Yeah.
they are a real showstopper.
I really like
Yeah.
that trend.
And I love that
think
they're
it's
not
perfect.
tiered.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
They're
they're
not
easier.
tiered, and it's easy, and you can make it like, artistic, so you can make it not so pristine.
Yeah.
And,
They can be
and it's all
berries
about
or flowers, or the wiggly candles are really in right now. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a better name for them, but
Which are,
Candy.
oh, the
You know, the
wiggly
wiggly
candles. Yes, I've seen those. Yeah.
the what? The wiggly candles.
Yeah.
So I love a centerpiece cake, which I don't know, sheet cake.
Yeah.
So they're great.
Easier
they're
to transport.
Easy
as
to
well.
transport. Easier
Easy.
for people to cut.
Yeah.
As
Oh,
well.
good.
Yes, yeah.
So-
I mean, these tall cakes that that have come, and they're very still popular, the tall ones. But you think that my client is not going to be able to cut that properly. Good luck.
Yeah, I've had to send people videos of how to cut.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, because lucky enough, there's a lot of cake bakers, so a lot of people also post videos of how to cut it. So it's quite nice because I can send them like a guide. So I'm like, I don't make cake for myself to then show you how to do it. So unless I'm there and showing you, here's someone else's video.
Yes, exactly.
So it works quite well. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Domino.
Really nice to have a chat.
Yeah, and before we end the podcast, we're always asking our guests what they're having for dinner. So what are you having for dinner?
Well, I love my Italian food, and actually tonight, my husband's been away, so I'm doing a lovely Parmigiana. If I think that's how you say it, I have been told off that I've said it the wrong way before, but I think is it Parmigiana or Parmigiano? Anyway, it's my favourite. Aubergines and mozzarella and parmesan and tomato. Yum.
Yeah,
Delicious.
Bring it on.
delicious.
That is good. That is
What
good.
are you having, Rona?
I'm Italian as well tonight. I'm having risotto, a pancetta wild mushroom risotto tonight.
Oh, brilliant. I love that.
In the Thermomix, I'm
Yes.
making that. It's a good recipe.
Oh,
Easy.
fantastic. And I'm actually going Italian as well. And I am going to a restaurant. So I'm actually checking out Mio Fiore in Hungerford.
Yes.
Because I'm meeting a friend who lives in Pusey. So Hungerford is kind of midway. So yeah, so that's what we're doing.
Good.
So it's an Italian evening.
Oh, good.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Domino.
Thank you. And for those that are listening or watching us, you can find us on all places you can find podcasts. You can find us on YouTube, and our Instagram is kitchen.tales. Thank you very much.